All right, going live. Have gone live. Shiny face and all. Hey, folks. So, la 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 la, la 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 la. See, I told you, Pee-wee. He lives on in my heart, in my makeup applications. La 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 la. Scream real loud and all that. So, I would say good morning, and maybe it's morning where you are, but it just turned noontime here on the East Coast, and this is where I am. Beth, the Destination Decluttering Life Coach, here for you. And the reason I'm showing up at noontime my time is because I'm hoping to just say hey to some of my West Coast folks. And I have a map of the U.S. When I look over here, I got my map of the U.S. where I've got my clients. I got little stickers on my map where my clients are. And so I'm looking at the people, from the West Coast all over, maybe just the folks that, have a little free time between where I am and where you are, okay? If we haven't met before, hello, my name is Beth. You don't need to remember my name because this is not about me. I would love it if you would just remember Destination Decluttered. Hello, Annalisa Pixel Pitbull. I'm working cleaning houses, but will be listening along. Rock on, lady. That's what I love to hear, because you know what? This is so not about me and how I look and what I do on the screen here. If anything, it's all I will ever do is point to a place on a map, which you can picture, to say, here I am on the map. I got here some way, but then where do I want to go? And that's your destination, okay? I actually love it when I hear that people listen to my TikTok lives, both the live ones and the recorded lives that I post on the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel, and get them motivated, get them, as I like to say, from stuck to started. This is what I really help with. And the more that I coach folks, I do one-on-one coaching with paid clients. If you're interested in that, there's information on my website. But the thing that I realize when I really get down to like the simple bare necessities of it all is really what I help you with is getting you from stuck to started. And then every day getting from stuck to started. It's all about, if you're feeling stuck, I can help you get started. And then if you're feeling stuck, I can teach you. I will coach you. I will help you today so that you can get yourself from stuck to started. It's a skill. It's a practice. I make it fun. So I am here for you for the next, what time is it? The next 57 minutes. And then I go out and declutter my yard because I've got stuff growing up and I need to do that before I jump into my coaching day. But for the next 57 minutes or so, how can I help you? Where are you stuck? And even before you get started, what I would offer is, before we even kind of drive on this metaphorical road trip together, where do you want to go? And where are you excited to go to? What do you want your home/life, because I'm a certified life coach, but what do you want your home to look like? AKA, it might be better than it does now, right? What do you want your home to feel like? AKA, how do you want to feel when you are in your home? And then the last one, but equally as important because it plays into both of them, is how do you want your home/life to function? Now, I have added on this functionality thing because the more I coach, the better coach I am. And the functionality really is a part where you make it easy. I'm all about ease. Make it easy to live in your house. Make it easy to find the things you want to locate, easy to find them, easy to use them, easy to put them back after you're done. Then your house looks neat and organized. You have peace of mind. Phone call. And I am here for you. Chelsea is saying, I'm a minimalist, but I love that maximalist feel. So do I. I do too. Now, the funny thing is I'm not necessarily a minimalist. There are people that are a lot more maximalist than I am. I'm friends with many of them. I have what I call the right amount of stuff for me. I often think that kind of blast of so much stuff, kind of like Pee-wee's Playhouse or Allie Willis's house or the Monkeys Beach House. I've been inspired by all of them as far as my home decor and the vibe of my home. But I know at a certain point, instead of lighting me up, too much stuff kind of weighs me down and makes me feel ugh versus yay. So what I help you do is kind of figure out what's that right sweet spot for you, you know? And that varies with everybody. And that's what I love about how I intertwine my life coaching with my declutter coaching, because it's really about you and how you, as I said, want your home to look, how you want it to feel, and how you want it to function. And it's all about you. I notice a number of people are following my TikTok live page or my TikTok page. Thank you so much for doing that. If we're just meeting, nice to meet you. I do TikTok lives often. I will say this. I usually show up on a little bit on the early side because I'm an early bird. And I am on the East Coast, but I do at least once a week show up a little bit later for the folks who are not early birds and not on the East Coast, okay? So if you like my TikTok page, two cool things. One is that you will be notified, I believe, when I do go live, and I do it multiple times per week. The other thing, too, is I don't want it to be a surprise for you. If you enjoy what I'm doing and you want to show up for the live, as, you know, Annalisa, the Pixel Pitbull set up thread, folks have found it helpful. They have told me that they get help. It helps them. It will help you to listen to me while you declutter, right? And so if you follow my page, it's really cool. The other thing is on my TikTok page, you will see that I always pin a video with the TikTok live schedule for the week, because the way I have my life going is I have a flexible schedule. So I hate being too regimented. That irks me. I don't like to be irked. So I create a schedule that works for me and the flow and the flexibility of my own life. So like I know I am doing this TikTok live today. I think I've got one tomorrow. Yep. Do I? Yeah, of course I do. Because I like doing it. Oh, wait, tomorrow's already Thursday. So tomorrow I have one. But then I go off the grid for a couple of days because we're going out of state for a wedding. I will come back on Monday, but guaranteed. Will I come back on Monday? I actually haven't decided yet. Monday's my birthday, so maybe I'll show up. But I will, before we leave, I will post I always post on my TikTok page when I'm going to do a live. So you know you can count on me to be there when I do it, because I'm wicked good at keeping promises to other people and myself. And that's why I don't know, I have a life I love. So let's hop into that. Bird Lady, nice to see you. I love, Chelsea, that you usually pick a room a month and update the Zen. That's so good, because that coming back to things is so important. I will share this with you. Decluttering. Maybe one of the reasons you are you're cluttered, and you have decluttered before, but now you're cluttered again, is because the decluttering process actually comprises of two equally as important things. The first one typically is the decreasing of the sheer volume of items in your home. That kind of decluttering, the putting away of the stuff you want, the deciding, do I want this? Should I stay or should I go? Do I want this? Do I not want it? If I don't want it, get rid of it. If I do want it, putting it away. That decreasing of the volume, I like to call that like the backlog, like the stuff, like when I do this, and I'm going, for the people who are not watching me, I'm pretty much thinking of like the before times, like before we hit this pin on the map, we have accumulated stuff up in our lives until today. Some of it works for us, some of it doesn't work for us. And what I want to suggest and just think about is when you decrease that amount of stuff, it feels better. But unless you change your mind, your habits, and ways of thinking and acting with your clutter, if you don't change up here, it's not going to change your hand, and you're going to reclutter. Things are going to pile up again. Okay, so it's this kind of, we would say, I remember once somebody saying this when I worked my not boring, but just somewhat uninspiring, whatever. Like, I didn't like working in corporate America. God, it paid money and it gave stability, but I was kind of dying inside. But the both and. So when I coach, when I help you with your clutter, we talk about, of course, how to reduce the volume of items in your home that no longer do it for you. That's a major, major, major thing. But then we want to keep you decluttered, get decluttered, stay that way. Staying that way means changing your thoughts and habits and things so you get into the routine of doing something different. I have done this myself. I used to be a cluttered mess. I grew up in a cluttered household. It felt awful. We couldn't find stuff. It was stressful, all that stuff. But when I have learned to not only declutter, but then maintain it by changing my habits, oh my God, so much easier. Just ease, people, ease. All right, there we go. Okay, came across this live. Hello, Abby in Texas. Where do you start? This is what I want to offer to everybody. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of good stuff here. Rose, I'll answer you really quickly. I don't know anybody who works at TWA. I got that at the TWA hotel at the JFK airport. Wonderful Aero Saarinen design building. That reminds me of a wonderful birthday I had a number of years ago when we did that. So I saved that as a souvenir. But I also use it. Where you start with everything, but just even try it and practice it with the stuff in your home. Don't get overwhelmed. We'll deal with overwhelmed, too big. Chunk things down when you're overwhelmed. Anytime you're overwhelmed, just notice this. I'm going to do a video about this. Actually, it's funny. Let me see if I can reach it. No, I can't, but I'll do a video because I went downstairs into what I call my graveyard of obsolete technology, and I'm going to use some of that with the upcoming video. But I will share the basic concept is when you are overwhelmed, you're looking through the wrong lens of your camera. You're looking too wide lens. You're looking too big, overwhelm all the things. The opposite of that, the way to get over the overwhelm, instead of being stuck with overwhelm to get started, is to chunk it down, is to write it down. Write the thoughts in your head down on paper, to chunk it down into manageable bits so you can get started. So notice that. So we even chunk down how to change your life by let's practice changing your home. What do you want your home to look like? What is one room in your home that looks not so great now? What are the words you use to describe the room you're complaining about? What is the opposite of that? Okay, when you do that, I'm going to throw some words at you that my clients have used. I want to feel simple, clean, easy, fresh, calm, bright, crispy. Whatever words you use to be like, man, wouldn't it feel good when I walk into my insert room here, if it looked and felt, I would feel so calm, in control, relaxed, serene, peaceful, if that room looked this way. Okay, that's what we're going for, is the combo of how it looks but also how it feels and how it functions. Because I am not a home decorator. I'm not a decorator. I mean, I decorate like nobody's business for myself. I love how my house is decorated. It lights me up. But that's not my wheelhouse. It's so much more satisfying and meaningful to me and to you when you say it's not just about how it looks on the surface. It's about what's going on behind the scenes. What's the clutter behind your clutter? What's the stuff behind your stuff? And when you resolve that, when you get noticing that, you're not just creating a home that looks better, you're creating a home that feels better. And when you feel better, you do better. And when you feel better in every area of your life, not just your decluttering home. Okay? So Renee is saying, clutter is a huge issue. ADHD, got it in my family, know what you're talking about. I have a hard time letting things go and where they go. So those are two different things. I have a hard time letting things go. Notice this, everybody. That's a thought in your head that makes you feel a feeling that gets you stuck. I have a hard time letting things go, so I don't let them go with my hand. I keep on clinging to them, and therefore I still have them. What I want to offer is just, this is how I roll. There's a line in between you, almost like a line, between being on the road, it's like almost like the line. I'm always working on this because I use like a driving metaphor, like a road trip metaphor. This is like if you're stuck on the side of the road, you're in the dirt, you're in the mud, there is that line that differentiates the mud from the asphalt, right? And this is the mud, this is the asphalt. The mud keeps you stuck. Getting on the asphalt or the tar or whatever, the paving gets you going. And what I want to offer is when you think that you have a hard time letting things go, you will have a hard time letting things go, and you will not let them go. If you say to yourself, I bet there's stuff I can let go of right now that doesn't mean that much to me. Because here's the deal. Decluttering is not about getting rid of the stuff you love. Decluttering is about recognizing the stuff you love and keeping it and finding it a good home, and then also realizing the stuff that doesn't do it for you. Either it never did, or it did and now it doesn't. And then getting that stuff getting rid of that stuff so that all you're left with is the stuff you love. Now, the decision making is a practice. Decision making is practicing thinking, what is this thing? Answering these questions to yourself all the freaking time until you get so good at it, it's just the way of your thinking. You're thinking, what is this thing in my home? Do I want this in my home now and in the future? If I want this in my home now and in the future, where is a good place for this to live so I know where to get it when I need it and also where to put it away when I'm done? If I don't want this thing in my home, what's the easiest way for me to get it out of my home? Lather, rinse, repeat. So many people say rinse, repeat. They forget the lather part. I don't know. I grew up reading that on the back of like the Head and Shoulders bottle in the tub, right? So notice that. It's decision making. When you start to decide about your stuff in your home, say, do I want this thing in my life or not? That's also a wonderful way of thinking for your entire life, okay? And I will say this. So Thea is saying, my mind feels so cluttered when I have so much crap and I'm depressed about it. Notice the combo. When you feel cluttered up here, you feel depressed and you probably stay cluttered. Notice how I said, again, that notion of being overwhelmed. Being overwhelmed means you're keeping all your thoughts up here. You're overwhelmed. It's too busy. Strubbly, strubbly, strubbly. Cluttery, cluttery, cluttery. The opposite of overwhelm, thinking of it too big, keeping it all up here, down there. From up to down, from overwhelm to chunking it down. Write this stuff down, people. This is good stuff, all right? Chunking it down. What does that mean? It means writing it down. All those unhelpful thoughts you have about clutter that are cluttering up your mind, what are those thoughts? Get yourself a notebook, a workbook, a unprecious place to spaghetti dump, to brain dump, to get the thoughts out of your head onto paper. Because then you can look at them. You can't look at them when they're up there, but you can look at them when you're out of your head and say, these are the thoughts that are jamming me up. These are the thoughts that are keeping me stuck. These are the thoughts that make me depressed. And then once you know what you're saying to yourself that's getting yourself feeling that way, then you can use those words against them to create a better thought that makes you feel better. And when you feel better, you do better. Okay? Sunflower, talk cleaning to me. I don't talk cleaning. Frankly, I need a cleaner because I don't care. I can deal with dust and like the stuff that accumulates. I'm not a clean freak. I like things to be organized because I would rather spend my time doing more fun stuff, okay? Baby steps. I didn't say what about Bob. I think my husband's watched that. I haven't. But here, let me scroll back here a little bit. While I'm scrolling back, let me just do a shameless plug. I have no shame. Well, I tell you, I'm sharing this with you. Somebody else already did it, which is great, to help you. So I show up and do these TikTok lives when I can, and I do. The other thing that I do, though, that I really like to do, and I'm sharing it with you because it's free and it's helpful, is I have a Destination Decluttered email mailing list. You sign up for it on my website, destinationdecluttered.com. Join. There is a link on the front of my TikTok page that says Destination Decluttered, destinationdecluttered.com/links. That will get you to all the links. That will get you to sign up for my mailing list. That will show you if you're interested in me being your one-on-one coach. I offer one-on-one coaching packages. You can sign up for a consultation for one of those. I need to double check. I have some consultation slots available this week. Sorry, I forgot to turn on the mailing list. Oh my God, I just give. I give so much free good stuff. Soon as you sign up for the mailing list, you get a welcome email that has a habit tracker on it. It is great. It's fun. It's like road trip based, and it's little blocks you fill in to like kind of chug your car from the east coast to the west coast, right? Showing up, reminding yourself to do those little habits, okay? It's a habit tracker, and it's fun. It's a PDF. You get it for free. You can print it out for the rest of your life. The other thing you get is occasionally I will do free workshops. I just did one this past Sunday. I record them, so when you are a member, you will get the recording of it. If you show up, you can show up live, and take advantage of it, you can get a recording, right? The other thing that I do too is I do a free monthly group Zoom call. Again, for free, for you, to help you with your clutter. This is where you can realize you're not alone. You can get like a taste of what maybe a group coaching might be. Now, I will say I don't offer group coaching. I only offer one-on-one, because that to me is like the information superhighway. That's the way to really, the quickest way possible to get you, just you, where you want to go, where you're going. It's like having a tutor. It's like having a coach, because I am a coach. It's like having somebody there just for you. Not like in a class that has to help everybody. I help just you get from where you are to where you want to go. And you get first dibs on the, what do you call it? Like the consultations that I do that even ask us, do we even want to coach together? And so making that happen. So I just wanted to mention that there's other things besides my TikTok lives that I offer for free. And then I do paid one-on-one coaching. And I do have some coaching availability. We can figure that out once we go through the consultation and even decide if coaching is right for you and if me coaching you is right for me. Okay? All right, that was kind of like the infomercial thing, but I do want to get back to this because I was scrolling and I want to make sure I get to people's questions. Okay. What do we have? Okay. Chelsea, spot on. I feel like the hardest thing is redirecting the emotional attachment to objects. Okay, you know what you're talking about right now? The way I coach, think about all of the stuff in your home, all of the stuff. Clutter, other, falls into 3 categories. Surface, stored, sentimental. You're talking about the hardest part of the entire process. It'd be like, I'm on a road trip and I need to go through like Snake River Canyon and, I don't know, that's probably not even a thing, but like Death Valley. You're like thinking, I'm going to go on this road trip, but all I'm focusing on is Death Valley, right? So what I want to offer is there's much more clutter probably in the surface and stored area that you can deal with without ever touching your sentimental objects. And then when you deal with them first, you have built your muscle, your decluttering muscle, because you've practiced so much to say, what is this thing? Do I want it in my life or not? If I want it, where am I going to put it that makes sense to me? And if I don't want it, how does it get out of my home? Okay, there we go. My problem is living with people how am I going to joke with that? It was like, was it, Chuck Berry or Sartre who said, hell is other people, right? Sunflower, anytime I'm overwhelmed, I just start throwing stuff away. Hey, if that system works for you, let it work for you. But I want to offer, it's better to just recognize when you are overwhelmed, change the overwhelm, and then maybe you're making better decisions about your stuff as opposed to throwing it all away. Because notice, you may reclutter, get overwhelmed. That might just be, I call that like the roller coaster, right? It's like you have a big pile of stuff, you knock it down, you don't change your habits, it builds up, you get overwhelmed with the sheer volume of it, then you knock it down again, you don't change your habits, it goes up again. I'm in real life and metaphorically, I'm not a huge roller coaster person. I am more of the merry-go-round. So it goes up a little bit, down a little bit, up a little bit, down a little bit. Like, I am a decluttering life coach, but I will share with you. I've got dirty dishes in my sink right now. Not too much, but I have some dirty dishes. There is a laundry hamper that's in front of the washing machine that I haven't put the washers in yet. And I've got a few things around here, but here's the deal. It's a manageable volume. It's the clutter of a daily life. It's kind of like, ooh, look. It's kind of like a wave versus like a tidal wave of stuff, right, that overwhelms you. So when it's a little bit thing, we live in our homes. My home is not like it would be really cool. Hey, maybe anybody know a Shelter magazine who want to interview a decluttering life coach who lives in a, what do they call that now? Dopamine decor. Like if you've seen other videos from my room, like this room is white because every single other room in my house is a bright, cheery color with lots of stuff in it. This to me gives me a little bit of breathing room and space, but I still have colors and stuff in it. But just notice that. Just, you're a real person, I'm a real person. Make your home the way you want it to be and live in it, okay? And what else do we have? Any advice buying books, reading them? I can't get rid of my books, exclamation of summa theology. Yeah, okay, notice this. I've noticed this about my own books, okay? I am of a generation. I am Gen X, and I'm proud to be Gen X, even though I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm also Gen X. We come from a time Children, we come from a time long ago. Our ancestors, the only way we could get information about stuff that was important to us was to go out and purchase something or get it out of the library. There was no internet. So before the internet, you needed books in order to get the information, to have access to facts and ideas and things. I know this because that's 99.9% of my books out there. I say out there because they're mostly in my living room. The world has changed. I no longer need those books to get the information I need because I go boop, 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 and the information is right there. So I have completely reduced the amount of books that I purchase, but I still have the books that mean something to me. So just ask yourself, be curious about your stuff, not just your books, but your stuff, and say, when's the last time I used this? Do I still want to keep it? If I do want to keep it, where does it go? If I don't want to keep it, how can I put it back out into circulation into the world? Now, one of the things that keeps me on the straight and narrow about my books, and I will share this concept with you, this kind of chunking it down, is giving yourself, containerizing it. I did a video a couple of days ago. Sadly, it was when Pee Wee Herman died. PW is now looking over me. He's like on my shoulder. And he's up there with Ruth Bader Ginsburg and all sorts of cool people on my little shelf of inspiration. Containerizing things is saying, okay, I'm going to save some of this stuff, but only until it fits. I'm not going to get anything. Once it goes past the size of this container, I'm going to whittle it down. Like I can only keep it. So like I only keep the amount of books that can fit in my bookcases, right? So I have some bookcases out there. So that keeps me kind of on the straight and narrow. If I have a new book, I might need to pull out another one that doesn't matter to me. And we change. Our habits, our tastes change as we grow. We evolve. Ideally, we evolve as humans. So the things that maybe were really important to me a few years ago maybe aren't so as important to me anymore. So I can pull out those things to make room for the new stuff. All right? That is with everything. That's like your stored clutter. You have clothes you wear now. You have clothes you don't wear. What are the things you don't wear? Maybe you need to release those so you can make room for the things that are important to you. Okay? Hope that helps. New here, just want to say hi. Hi, Froggy Ginger. Nice to see you. There we go. That's where I get stuck, where to put things. Okay, Tanya, I'll help you with that. This is what I believe, and this is how I coach, because I love the fact that every single person on the planet, our brains are different. So what works for me may not work for you. We will start as here I will share with you my basic concept is put things away in a place where that makes sense to you and your brain. That if you said to yourself, where would I go to look for that thing? Your brain is going to be like, oh, I would put it over here. You can make a home for something that makes sense to you. And I will offer this too. And I say this to my ADHD people with love and hope and possibility. Many times we tell ourselves a story, I need everything out in front of me all the time, or I forget it exists. Object permanence. What I want to just offer and just play with this idea, just play with this. There are items as an ADHD person, as a regular, like non-ADHD person, however you self-identify, you have objects in your home that you don't see all the time, but you know where they are if you need to get them. Maybe your silverware drawer. Maybe your, toolbox. Maybe your clothing that's in the closet. You know there's clothing there. All you need to do is open up the door to get your clothes, right? Stored clutter. Find a place to store it. And the reason I say that is this. This is strategic. It's not just me being mean or whatever. It's because your brain is working all the time. And especially the ADHD brain, probably double time, right? Your brain and your eyes need a chance to rest. One of the things, your brain does all the time is looks at stuff and translates it through the power of its amazing brain into what it is. So the more stuff you look at, the more your brain is working. Now, again, somebody up thread said minimalist, somebody said maximalist. Find the find the level that's right for you, but give your brain a chance, give your eyes a chance to rest. And if you have stuff all over the place, sometimes what happens is it just can be visually overwhelming, which makes it mentally overwhelming. So if you practice finding a place, Tanya, where to put things, a place that makes sense to you, and try to store it, especially the things you don't use frequently. In a place that makes sense to you, that also gives your brain an opportunity to rest when you've got a shut drawer versus an open door. Okay? There we go. I had to let go of a few things the first time to prove to myself I'd be okay after. It says 10 Genie. I love that because I was talking on a coaching call this morning with somebody about that concept of, look at me, I did this thing that I was afraid to do and I survived. I didn't die. I am okay after doing this. Yesterday, I will share this with you. So I do these TikTok lives, and the cool thing is that TikTok records them, I download them, then I upload them to the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel. So if you want to watch them afterwards, at your leisure, when it's convenient, when you are decluttering, think of it as a decluttering, like almost like a podcast, and just, don't look at the screen. Just, put it on and walk around and do your decluttering. I also, yesterday, because I felt really compelled to do this, because I know that sentimental clutter is the one that people struggle with the most. And so I did a special episode of a half-hour one. It's up on the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel right now, just about dealing with sentimental clutter. And so I was answering questions, but I was also going through this little kind of diner thing that I have with a lot of my sentimental items in it. One of the sentimental items I found of my own was a golf tee from a place that my dad used to play golf. Now, I never played golf with my dad. If anything, I could create an unhappy story about when my dad was playing golf, he wasn't hanging out with me, right? But I saved that because it reminded me of my dad. But other than that, it was just that. Other than that, like, this reminds me of Dad, it didn't really have any deeper meaning. So I said, you know what? I can take this golf tee and I can get rid of it. And it doesn't mean I didn't love my dad. It doesn't mean I'm going to forget my dad. And so I did that. Afterwards, I even made a big deal of it with my husband. Look what I'm doing. I'm putting this in the trash. And when I did that, I said, look, I survived. I still love my dad. He loved golf. I didn't. I love what I love. He didn't love what I love. It's okay. You don't have to love a person's stuff just because you love them. Okay? So notice that. And notice that you can be okay after you remove something from your life. You can be okay about it. Okay? All right. Here we go. Whoosh. Really quick thing, if you want to get onto my mailing list, if you want to do a one-on-one thing, there's all sorts of good stuff on my website, destinationdecluttered.com. Just want to give you a shout out for that. And again, one-on-one coaching, I do that. Sign up for a consultation, a little screen pops up, yada, yada. Okay? There we go, curly head. Oh, yes, I'm going to do that. Is tackle my office as soon as I get home. Awesome. Thank you. Kids and cleaning rule. All right, here we go. I'm backing up a little bit just to make sure I got it. Notice that my theme song is pretty much the 1970s version of the Price is Right theme. I've noticed that about myself. There we go. Luluhu 469. I use affirmations too in writing. I deserve a beautiful, easier to clean home. Oh my gosh, mantras, people, mantras. Affirmations. I deserve to live a life I love. I am driving towards my dreams. I deserve to live in a home that is clean and neat and lights me up. I deserve to feel good in my home and my life. All of those things are helpful thoughts. You know they're helpful thoughts because they make you feel better in your heart. Head, heart, hands. Think better in your head, feel better in your heart. Do something better with your hands. There we go. Too tired after the cleaning to organize and reorganize. You know what? I say flip it. I say organize, then clean later. Okay. Laura K is saying, sorry if already discussed. No big deal. I discuss the same things over and over again because we're all in this boat together, my friends. Family heirlooms. 5+ generations with monetary value. What do we do? And I think you says the next generation doesn't want the family heirlooms. Okay. I love the fact that you've already asked the next generation. If they're like, yeah, I don't want that, like we're doing that, probably I'm thinking like I'm going to probably get my mother's china because it kind of goes with mine. It was my dad's mother's china. It kind of goes with mine. I'll do it, but I don't know if my nieces and nephew might want it. I will ask them for it. What I would suggest is the stuff that your family doesn't want, and especially if it has monetary value out in the real world, notice that has value of the money kind. That has value to somebody else outside of your family. Your family doesn't value it. That's okay. Somebody else does, and they're willing to give you money for it. So here's what I would do. I would say if nobody wants it, I'm going to take pictures of these things because maybe a future generation would have liked to see what the china pattern was or what this thing was. But then there's somebody out there who is excited, who wants that thing so much that they will say, take my money, I want it, and sell it to them. It's a win-win. You get it out of your life. You get a memory of it because you've taken a picture of it. And you also get money for it that maybe you can do something really cool with. And also, you are connecting up that thing. Notice, even you are connecting up a thing that you don't value as much with somebody who does. And you are creating space in your life and money in your life and helping somebody else get this thing that they're so excited about, right? Just think about that. Look at this stuff behind me here, right? I am a huge thrifter, collector, trash picker. I'm not as much as I do because now I'm at the right spot where I love what I have and I need very little items to make my life better. If I see them, I will like them. Like I've got, actually, you can't see it from here, but this happiness sign, I got that in Sarasota, Florida. I think it was Sarasota. No, maybe it was St. Pete, when I was there the last time. But what I want to offer is I would not have any of these thrifted or antique items or eBay items in my life unless somebody else had said, this is not doing it for me. I'm going to put it back into circulation. So my life is better because somebody else got other things back into circulation. So I thank them for that. So I thank you, low key, for realizing that about your family heirlooms. It's just stuff. And it's okay. Let's break the chain. You guys, so I'm Gen X. I don't have kids. Never wanted them. Happy to not have them. However, I am a rockin' auntie. Okay? And I don't want my nieces and nephews to be dragged down by a bunch of purchased and inherited items like I feel like with my own hang-ups about collecting things and also the stuff that I know is coming down the pike when my mom passes away. Okay? I want to break that cycle for the other generation. I don't want them to feel guilty and weighed down. Okay? Let's do that for them. Let's do that for us right now. Stop it with you so that your life feels good, looks good, functions well. And then it isn't all about, oh my gosh, all this heavy, burdensome stuff. All right? I feel like I was on a soapbox there. This is what I do, and I probably missed some questions, so I want to make sure I get this. All right, what I got here? Oh yeah, oh that's right. The Slinky effect, I love it. How did I learn to turn this into a business myself? I don't know, I tried. I helped people. I helped people for free. Then I said, hey, I charge money and people, give me money to help them. That's how it worked. Oh, Angel, just thank you for signing up for the mailing list. I see some people signing up for the mailing list. Very cool. It's just fun. Okay, sorry. So Sunflower, you have said a couple of times, talk about cleaning and kids. Yes, I will. Okay, here's my take on it. I truly believe that decluttering is a life skill, and a skill can be taught. And the sooner you have a skill in your life, the easier your life becomes. The reason why all of us are right here, right now, on TikTok, talking about clutter, is because we did not learn this skill as children or as adults or have it now. So we need to learn it now. But as far as kids go, and also spouses, or whomever lives in a communal living space, I coach and teach with the expectation that everybody living in the living space is better served and should be expected to and required to participate in the decluttering and the maintenance of the clutter in the home so that they build their own decluttering muscle and decision making. Because as I said before, decluttering is it is a skill that is going to serve your children so well now and in the future for the rest of their lives, because they will be able to make decisions with confidence to say, here is a thing, do I want this in my life or not? And if I accept it into my life, I find a good home for it and it feels good that I'm being mindful of accepting it into my life. But if it does not work for me, there's no drama. I just release it. I don't bring it into my home. And if I do bring it in and it doesn't work, I let it go. It can be so simple. And the sooner you help your kids practice that way of thinking, the cleaner your home's going to be. And I say cleaner, I mean decluttered. You can have them dust or whatever. But when you tell them with no drama, but hey, in this home, we pick up after ourselves. We hang up our coats. We put our clothes in a hamper. I was thinking about this the other day. And I mean, my mother's not on TikTok. My sister's is. I honestly don't remember ever having a dirty clothes hamper as a child. I barely remember. I think we had some of those like rectangular like laundry baskets. So it's no surprise to me that when I was told to go clean my room because I couldn't go out and play until I cleaned my room, I didn't know how to do it. So I remember once for some reason this sticks with me. We had these like, and this is again, a little Gen X memory here, but we had these toy boxes called Happy Hippos that were kind of giant. I want to look them up on eBay because I'm sure they were around. But these giant kind of plastic things that you took part of the hippo's head off and you put the toys there and you covered it up. I remember once being told, like, why did you put your dirty clothes in with your toys into the Happy Hippo? And I'm like, I don't know, because I just did. Because I didn't have a place to put my dirty clothes. Because I wasn't taught to do that, or it wasn't like, oh, fine, whatever, It is such a good skill to have. Now that I have it, my life looks better, my life feels better, my life functions better. And it has this positive ripple effect. My house, our house, looks and feels better. My husband and me. We open our doors to friends and family who want to come visit at the drop of a hat. I now can teach this to you so it has a positive ripple effect. I was on a coaching call this morning with a one-on-one client who was so freaking grateful about what she's learning with me because she was able to help somebody else in her life with what she learned in coaching. I like to say, and again, this is how my Gen X brain works. It's like that Fabergé organic shampoo commercial. I tell you, and you tell two friends, and so on, and so on, and so on. It looks like one of those like little squares. Who was it? Heather Locklear was in one of those things. It is a positive ripple effect that just gives and gives and gives, and it's so awesome, okay? And that's how I feel about cleaning and kids, all right? I hope that helped, Sunflower. There we go. What else do we have here? There we go. Oops. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. I always declutter, then clean. Yeah, it motivates me since I have more room after to put things away. I think that's a great idea. Find the systems that work for you to get the results you want in the time it takes you. Okay? Just notice that. Okay, I'm seeing somebody. Here's the thing, too, I want to share that I'm always so forever grateful for. Because what I've noticed is you all, the people who show up at the Destination Decluttered TikTok Lives, awesome group of people. Very little, if any, trolls, and as soon as a troll comes, somebody else is shooing them away before I even know they're happening. We take care of each other. We take care of ourselves here. I notice that when I'm trying to get in kind of deep to answer a question that I see and I'm answering, I am unable to see and honestly answer all these questions. But the really cool thing is that you all right here are also helping your fellow cluttered person. This is such a wonderful lesson because you know what this means? This means that even though you have an issue, like you don't have this skill, you have other skills you can help somebody else. Like Haley is telling JC, if they don't touch them for 30 days, put them up. If they don't ask for more, donate them. Tips on toy declutter. Okay, here's one I want to offer to that, JC. Same kid thing. You might be surprised if you just say to your kids, hey, we are going to, let's make room for new toys. In order to do that, again, that kind of containerizing thing, what are some toys you no longer play with? Now, the great thing is about kids is they will tell you that. I don't want to play with that anymore, Mama. That is a baby toy. I am a big kid. I want to play with my big kid toys, right? So they don't want their baby toys anymore. Notice that you, as the parent, may be subtly teaching them to feel bad about getting stuff out of their lives. Oh, but you really liked that toy. Oh, I remember you used to have so much fun with that. That is you. That is not them. If they are feeling like, nope, don't want it anymore, allow them, allow them to trust their instincts that they don't want it. Do not guilt them into it. You know how shitty it feels when somebody guilts you into something. Do not do that to somebody else. Again, let's break the chain. Let's be the awesome generation. Well, let's be the even more awesome generation than we already are. And I say generation, I mean people. Let's just, change this narrative about stuff and clutter. Okay? I'm not going to guilt my kiddos, my nieces and nephew into some things, except for, I will offer them, like, they don't need any of my stuff at all. The only things I might kind of give them a plug for would be some really small family heirlooms that are handy, that tell the story of their lives. And even then, if they say, no, I don't want those forks and knives, there's ways that we can make sure that even if they are not interested in their own family history, that some of that history is preserved in case the next generation is really interested in it, okay? Gosh, I wish my family had more family heirlooms and communication and sharing of the stories. And the way that we live now, doing that is so much easier than it used to be, okay? Thank you for the heart. Very cute. All right, I'm here for another 13 minutes, and then I have to get off and work on my own yard glut and things like that. But let me just really quickly, for those of you who maybe have just tuned in recently and you didn't hear my kind of beginning thing, my name is Beth. Doesn't matter that. Destination Decluttered. I am a certified life coach. I am a decluttering life coach. What does that mean? That means that I help you with the stuff in your home. At the same time, we talk about the stuff in your head because it's all intertwining. Okay? So just think about this stuff. If you like what I'm doing, and you think it's going to help you, and it is helping you, and you want more of it, I am here for you. Let's do this, okay? TikTok lives. I do those multiple times a week unless I'm traveling and then I'm off the digital grid, but I always let you know when I'm not going to be there, and I give you support even when I'm gone. So if you want to tune in to a TikTok live, what you can do is a couple of things. Go to my TikTok page, like my page. If you know other people who are struggling with clutter, get the word out. Fabergé organic shampoo this stuff, people. The more people that can be helped with clutter, the better we feel, and the better we feel, the better we do. All right? The other thing, too, is if you follow my page, you get notified of the TikTok lives, and I will always post a pinned post on the top of my page that says TikTok live schedule for the week, so you can know when to show up for yourself. I show up for you consistently at certain times that I've promised to. They are not they're not the same times every week. They are going to be different. I love a flexible schedule. I live my life with a flexible schedule, but I occasionally will pop up and do a bonus one, but I will always show up doing the ones that I promised to, because keeping a promise to another person and to myself is really important to me. So I do that for you. I keep my promises to you. You can rely on me to show up to do these TikTok lives. But I also show up a heck of a lot more for you if you're on my mailing list. So I say mailing list, I'm looking at my computer over here, destinationdecluttered.com/join. You get a habit tracker. You get invited to group Zoom calls. You get invited to free workshops. They're all free. You get first dibs on coaching availability. You get first dibs on whatever I am excitedly creating to share with people. You get the first things. There we go. Linda Garcia, if you like it, I think you just go to the Destination Decluttered page and you hit like follow. I think people say like drop me a follow. That feels weird to me, but follow my thing. But I don't know, like it, follow it, thumbs up it. That will help. Okay, Linda Garcia, boy, do you need me? Here I am for you. I will be there for you. There we go. All right, what else do we have? Jasmine Boynton is saying, oh yeah, Linda Garcia, destinationdecluttered.com/join is how you get on the mailing list. What else do we got here? I'd like to say our house isn't cluttered. Why don't you say our house isn't cluttered? How do you minimize things with kids? We have 6. Everybody in the home says, do I want this thing in my life anymore? And No should be the answer to some of them. And when you decrease the sheer amount of items in your home will be less cluttered. You will have less clutter, physical things. But cluttered is also a way of displaying and storing your items. If they're sprinkled all over the place, you can have a few items, but they can look very cluttery, and that can clutter up your brain. So decreasing the number of items, but then finding homes for them so that it doesn't look cluttered to you. Okay? Training your kids, all 6 of them, little Brady Bunch action, right? Story of a man named Brady and all that. I'm not saying you have a blended family. I'm just thinking of 6 kids. Can you imagine helping each one of your 6 kids live a awesome adult life by when they go out to themselves, either in an apartment or a home or living with a mate or being at school in a dorm, any of the things when you as a parental animal have pushed them out of the nest, that you've given them the wings to fly because they can keep a tidy, organized home for themselves. They are making decisions in their lives that say, I want this in my life or not. And whatever I decide, I'm true to myself and it's going to be okay. There we go. Farm Girl 11. Oh my gosh, I have a great memory of popular culture. I try to use it to my advantage because it is my organic second language. It is so intertwined with my English that I don't even realize that half the time. I used to joke that if there wasn't pop culture, I would have half the words that I use because I'm always riffing on something, because that's how my Gen X brain works. But it's fun. It makes me laugh. It connects me with people because we all know Fabergé organic shampoo, or many of us do. You know, there we go. User 2861 is talking about sentimental items. What about important family items that are important to me but not my children? Relish the fact that they're important to you. Love those things. Treasure them. Take pictures of them. And then release the expectation that your kids are not going to have to care about them. Help your kids, okay? Love them yourself. But then be clear to say to them, I don't care what you do with these things after I'm gone. Release them from the obligation. Make a plan for these things. And sometimes when we were talking about sentimental clutter just this couple of days ago, somebody was like, you know, oh my God, please do it. It was such a pain. My sister and I had to go through this. I get that. But you know what the thing is that I don't want my mom to live in to get rid of all her stuff before she dies. So the remaining days that she has are left in like a blank home. I want her to enjoy her life until she's no longer here. And if that means being surrounded by all her stuff, so be it. But you know what we're doing right now is we are making a plan, because it starts up here, that when she is gone, we know what to do. It's not like all of a sudden she's gone and then we have to start making decisions, and we start making decisions not being able to ask her about stuff, but also make decisions that align with you and what you want, but then share it with the next generation so they know what to do. I'm going to clean out my mother's house. My nieces and nephews are probably going to clean out this house. I am going to be so clear with them because they're going to watch these recordings and I'm going to be like, Kaylee, Madeline, Jack, you don't need to keep any of this stuff. You can have people, you can unlock the doors when we're gone, you know, maybe sell some of Uncle Cliff's guitars. But other than that, have people walk through and take what they want. Make it easy on yourself, okay? Just want to offer that. All right. Boop. What do we got here? We get 6 more minutes. How can I help? Love, love, love the YouTube video. So very helpful and important. Elvis says that. Thank you, Elvis. I'll be leaving the building soon, okay? Yeah, and here's the great thing. I want to share with you. It was not even on my radar. I love that I'm helping you, but you're helping me. You're helping me to help you. Isn't that cool? And I say that because it never even occurred to me that it would be beneficial to record the TikTok lives and upload them to the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel. I only do that because one of you said, hey, you know what would help me? Is if I could listen to this again when I'm decluttering, or I could share this video with a friend, or I could put it on while I'm decluttering, or when you're not on, when I'm away on vacation or whatever, that I can maintain my momentum and inspiration by listening to these things. I would never have thought of that. My brain does what it does, but 2 brains are better than 1. Like 2 mints are better than 1. Little certs action for you, right? Talk about Gen X of a pop culture age, right? So I can only help you in the way that, so what can I do to help you? You know, tips on self-employment clutter. Yes. Human beings, not doings. Yes. Paperwork. Keep your paperwork and organize it. Get yourself a wicked easy system. This is what it can be. As easy as this. Anything you need to save for your self-employment, taxes, and business things, get a box and put those papers in it now. Even though it's not tax season. And just get yourself into the habit of when papers come away through emails or through whatever, start to say, I need that for my business, and put it in there, all right? Now, there you might need to save some different things, but I'm always just, because I have endeavored to have kind of almost like a paper-free, very little paperwork in my coaching business, but I know I'm going to need some documentation, Boston accent, documentation for taxes, for, I don't know, other businessy things, stuff like that there. Okay, so any of that stuff, I have a drawer in one of my desks that has a little box, and I just put that stuff in there until I need it. If I don't need it, it's great. I know where it is if I need it, but it's very simple. Okay, I love it. Elvis is saying, your motivation has helped me clean out one entire storage unit. And I love this. Money, money, money back in my pocket. I just made you money. Isn't that great? I love it. I love the fact that I can put money back in everybody's pocket. I love the fact that just by talking on the internet like this, I can help you look at things and do things differently. This lights me up like nobody's business, because when you feel better, you do better. Your clutter, if it's weighing you down, if it's making you feel ugh, just notice that and you can change that. My coaching, what I do, helps you change that. Now, as I said, I do so much of this for free. I show up on these with joy, without expectation. The only thing that I really love more than this is when somebody sees me on TikTok, and I will say pretty much every single one of my clients this year, because I started on TikTok, has said that they found me on TikTok, that they liked how I spoke about things, explained things, was funny, was casual, whatever. They felt like they could relate to me. And they said, you know what? I would like her as my coach, one-on-one, just me, not all these other 100+ people. I want her for myself, because this is going to be me. You and I are in a road trip together. When we go coaching, it's you and me in the car. You're the driver, but I am the guide. I am the coach. I am the co-pilot. I have the map. I know I've been on this journey before with myself, with my family, with friends, with loads of clients. I know where the road gets sticky. I know how to help you when you get stuck. And then it's not just me and you're relying on me. No. I give you the tools. I teach you. I share my tools with you. I practice. You practice them. And it's so good. Because we're not just talking about how your home looks and feels and functions. Because I am a certified life coach, and this is the way it just brings more meaning to me, is to realize that when I teach you skills about how to get your home looking better, you can copy and paste that into using the exact same tools and processes to make your life look and feel and function better. Okay? I love this. Mallory, the hormone imbalancer, I just moved and you were my body double for packing and unpacking. And you know what? I'm going to sign off in a moment, but I will sign off with the fact that when you said packing and unpacking, town to town, up and down the dial, maybe you and me were never meant to be. Just maybe think of me once in a while. I'm at WKRP in Cincinnati. That is how my brain works, okay? Packing and unpacking. I can be your body double for when you're driving from, wherever you are to WKRP, okay? Have fun with this, you guys. How do you find me for one-on-one work? I will leave you with this. Thank you for asking, human beings. DestinationDecluttered.com is my website. This is how you find me for one-on-one work. I believe there's something on the header that says work with me. You'll look for the big orange button that says schedule a consultation. I have some consultation availabilities this week, and then I'm glad you said that because I realized it's Wednesday already. Yep, I can do some consultation this week. I will say this, if I don't have any consultation slots on my calendar, you'll know that immediately when the calendar pops up, that work for you, hop on my mailing list, because my mailing list people always get first dibs on my calendar. They will also be notified when I set up more consultations availability for next week. You also have the opportunity then, if none of them work for you, to get in touch with me directly and just say, hey, can we find something on the calendar, right? I work with the people who are on my mailing list, okay? So there, oh, Mari, oh, thank you so much. Mari, nice to see you. The link is in bio. I am a great coach. Thank you, hon. All right. All y'all, you're awesome. This has been so much fun. I would do this more, except I have to go declutter my outside, my yard. I got to take a shower. I hop into coaching today, but I will leave you with this. All right, this was my West Coast thing. So West Coasters, if you're here, please like my page. I'd love to work. It's so funny. I have a, I'll share this with you really quick. I know I'm going a little bit over, but I have a map of the United States that's right over here, and it's just a big thing, and I have little smiley face stickers on each state that I have clients in, and sometimes I have multiple, you know, I definitely have some that are small states with multiple people. I used to do, you know, retro road mapping. Like, so I used to think about cool places all over the world. I think it would be so much fun that by the end of this year, and I'm just throwing out there as a destination for me, I think it'd be really fun if I could say that I coached at least one client from every single state in the U.S. And the neat thing is I've got a bunch of clients in a bunch of states, but I've got a bunch of clients, and again, I'm looking at the West Coast, I think, because I show up so early. So if you're interested in coaching, get in touch with me. Maybe you'll be one of those states that I can kind of collect them all, okay? There we go. You're in Chicago. I have Virginia, but I can always use more people. I want to help you wherever you are. And that's the wonderful, beautiful thing about the internet, is that I don't have to be in your state. I don't even have to be in your house. It's actually better that I'm not in your house when we're decluttering, because it's not about what's in your house, it's about what's in your head. And when we can change this, it feels better in your heart. When you feel better here, you do better here. Okay? Montana, Oregon, love it. Get in touch with me. And I will be doing a TikTok live tomorrow. Now, again, I'm East Coast and I'm an early bird, so 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. You will see that. Oh, the mailman's here, or the mail carrier. Yep. All right. I should go. Texas, North Carolina, California. Love them. The 50 nifty states. I don't know it. Hi from Maine. I'm from New England, so wicked awesome to see you. All right, Island Pearl. I got to get going. You guys rock. Please follow my TikTok page. Sign up for the mailing list. Get a consultation. And yeah, I'm working. I'm working on my stuff, okay? I will see you guys tomorrow. Seriously, I just want to leave you with this. You're here right now. You got this way at a certain place. Start to imagine and think about how you want your home and life to look, how you want to feel when you're in it, and how you want it to function. You can get it there, all right? It's a road trip. Let's make it fun, okay? I'll see you guys later and mañana and all that good stuff.